What's going on, 49er faithful? We got the 49ers and the Seahawks about to kick off in a few days, and I'm super excited. Got my boy Mike here, right here on the B.A.M show, and we about to face all the way off. Let's get to it, baby. Matchups right after this. You ready, Mike?
Damn right.
Yo, 49er faithful, what's good, man? Mike, I know you in the car chilling on the Friday, probably on the ride home. I'm excited, Mike. We got 49er football about to kick off. How do you feel like the 49ers going to rebound from that little performance over in Tampa? Do you think they get it in, they get right, they get fair, they get even? What's your thoughts?
We are on the upswing, baby. We are on the upswing, man. The backswing, it's just to see how to gauge the rest of this joint. Now it's time to hit the ball and follow through. We are swinging up, and the Niners are going to trend in the right direction, man. It's time for round 3, baby. It's time for round 3. We ready? We suited up, and we ready for war out here, man. The Niners, listen. First round, Mike McDonald, you got us. Those 5 picks when you was with Baltimore, 4 picks, whatever it was. Yeah, that's all right. You got us. You got us. And Seattle said, hey, we need that to stop them. And you came and got them. And we said, yeah, not so fast, because y'all not built like them over there in Baltimore. All right. So now the score is 1-1. It's all even, baby. It's all even. Everybody know the tiebreaker is the best one, man. Here we are. It's the tiebreaker, and it's the final one. Do we sweep them or not? Brock, you gonna wake up? You gonna be Brock or not? You gonna be shook? Like that's what it all come down to. That's what it all come down to. Kyle, McDonald, like Brock Purdy, that defense, like that's it. That's the big matchup for me. I'm not worried about none of them on offense. No disrespect to their wide receivers. I don't care. I respect them, but no disrespect. Like, I'm not worried about y'all. We locked down the hyena, man. We got Fred Warren, man. Y'all know what it is already. And the trenches, all right, I can't. I'm all over the place. It's time for round 3, man. Here we go.
So interesting, because it seems like Trent Williams isn't practicing. He might not play in this game.
I don't even need Trent Williams. I don't need Trent Williams.
Okay.
Look, you scared. Now you shook it.
First of all, I'm not shook it. But to say that you don't need somebody is ridiculous to me. Especially like a person. We ain't safe, son. Something. I can't think how I go off the top. I got all these songs in my head. They all sound the same to me. That's how Mobb Deep is in my head. They all got the same melodies or something like that. Like, but nah, like I'm just saying, if Trent isn't good to go, I'm not shooketh, but it changes up the pass pro just a little bit, because now we putting out Jalen Moore,
whoever. I don't care. Listen, man, it's next man up. The Niner fans, we got to stop being scared because somebody is down. Oh man, we don't have Brandon Ayuk the season over. Oh man, we don't have George Kittle the season. Oh man, we don't have Christian McCaffrey the season over. We did just fine in the run game without Christian McCaffrey. We just ran a different type of offense. Like Wayne said, he's got to change up some of the protections. I trust Kyle Shanahan to be the offensive genius that he is, that says, hey, if I don't have Trent for X amount of time, we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. Kyle versus McDonald. I told you that's where it started and finished with me. Round 3.
All right, so let's talk about the matchup between Kyle Shanahan and Mike McDonald. Let's do it. Like what's some of these matchups that you're gonna get? Because we already see that the Seattle Seahawks are doing different things to their defense. They're letting some people go. They're letting some people fly. You don't seem. Are you particularly any concerned about the defense, or is it just the coaching scheme?
Boom, that's it right there. That's the word. It's the scheme. Personnel is going to be personnel, guys. Players come and go in this league, and I get it, and I'm not trying to devalue any particular player, right? Brock Purdy, highly efficient against the blitz that he can identify, right? But what happens if they start disguising them blitzes? What happens if they start mixing up those coverages after the snap? I'm asking. You break down the Brock Purdy passes. I saw it on Patreon. You tell me.
I mean, every time it depends. It depends on the play. It depends on the personnel who's out there with the 49ers. It's like Brock When there's disguise blitzes and depending on who's out there, like Brock struggles. Why? Because certain players don't come through on their assignments and their full execution. For example, on that play, that Isaac Garendo doesn't fully block. He chips him and he goes out for the pass, and the next thing you know, Brock Purdy sacked in the red zone, and now that screws up the whole red zone offense. And so then it's like, well, why wasn't Christian McCaffrey out there? Like, you know what I mean? Like, because or why was Isaac Garendo lined up like he was a lineman? Like, these be my questions. Like, it doesn't make sense. And so, like, that's why I keep saying that couldn't have been his assignment if he was lined up there, right? Like, why you got him blocking an edge? I've never seen a running back lined up to block an edge. Have you ever seen that?
Lined up to? No. Assignment, responsibility, yes, but not lined up to, no.
But he was lined up and assigned the edge. It just blew my mind. Like, he was literally outside. It was where George Kittle would normally be, outside the tackle.
That's he's a bigger running back. Maybe they thought he could play some tight. I don't know, man.
No. I mean, that's fine. That's fine with me. I'm just saying, like, but he was out there. You put a rookie out there. He makes the mistake. Next thing you know, Brock Purdy is going backwards. And those are the little things that you got to kind of like worry about, and why Brock does struggle against certain types of disguised blitzes. But I do expect the Seattle Seahawks to blitz. They did it the first time we played. I expect them to do it again. But Brock is pretty good against Seattle's defense and the scheme. Like, it's super weird. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I don't know how to look at it. I feel like you're focused on the scheme. I think there could be some marquee matchups. You talked about us locking in Deommodore Lenoir, so let's talk about it. Like, Deommodore Lenoir being locked in, if he's locked in as a number one guy, then he better be up against their number one receiver, right? Like, that's how I'm looking at it.
See,
right?
That's. I mean, I've seen Mooney shut down Metcalf.
We have, for sure, but he's not here.
Either way. By the way, is Mooney back in practice or no? Is he still out?
He's out.
Okay, so he's probably not playing this week again either.
Correct. So that's what I'm saying. So now I'm wanting. I mean, okay. Then the question is, if we're not going with Lenoir versus Metcalf, are you trusting the rookie on the Metcalf?
Probably not. That's just a lot of size and speed to deal with. The rookie's fast enough.
Yeah, it's for sure.
He's fast enough, but Metcalf, he get under people's skin, or he tries to, and it's like it's a tipping point.
Crybaby, right?
Yeah, like the scale's gonna be full. It's just who's gonna put that grain of rice on the scale to tip it in their favor, right? Like Metcalf could easily get under somebody's skin, or you can easily get under his. And I wouldn't want to see somebody, especially a rookie, get taken advantage of in that situation. So I don't know. I don't know if I trust a rookie to cover Metcalf.
I'm with you. I mean, I don't mind. I think that I'm kind of concerned on how McDonald and the offensive scheme is going to use Metcalf. I like Metcalf. I like the matchup. I love the Deommodore Lenoir matchup. I don't think I would like the matchup with Isaac Yiadom, but hey, if that's the next name man up, we got to see it. And so then
that's who we going to.
Well, I mean, those are going to be your three guys, right? If we going out, they come out. They're going to play a lot of 11 personnel, Mike. There's going to be a lot of 3 wide receiver sets out here. So you're going to have to pick your poison. Is it Jackson Smith and Jigba taking the top off the defense? Is it Metcalf lined up in the slot? Is it going to be Metcalf not in the slot, Tyler Lockett in the slot? Like, there's going to be a bunch of different variations on how they use these wide receiver packages. So I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of one tight end, one running back set. They'll rotate the running backs, but they'll still run 11 personnel. And they'll rotate receivers from time to time. Just my thoughts.
Yeah, I can see that happening for sure. And that's something I think they're going to run more three wide receiver sets than probably anybody else that we played so far this year.
So that means they're forcing our 3 DBs on the field.
Right, because you want to try to expose a weakness, right? So minus one of those linebackers, although they might see a linebacker as a weakness, right? Maybe. But I'm going to go with a rookie and a guy from the bench versus two starting corners. You know what I'm saying? So I would probably take that route if I'm there. And then try to catch the Niners and compromise the positions in the secondary. And
Yeah.
there's nobody, we don't have a safety that can keep up with Metcalf.
No,
Like, all it's going to take is one busted play, one broken tackle, and it's a wrap.
Right. Well, so all right. If you go back to the first matchup this season, back on October 10th, right? What was the matchup? They put him in the slot. He ran across the field. The zone coverage we was in. Fred Warner passes him off. Devondre Campbell has to pick him up. There's no way a linebacker is covering DK Metcalf. Explosive play. The Niners defense limited him to that one just big old explosive play. You know what I'm saying? But if that's something that they feel like they could take advantage of and exploit the linebackers, then it's going to be a problem. They're going to use DK Metcalf to do so. I'm just looking at it from a 49ers schematic standpoint. Now, there was no Christian McCaffrey in that game, so that changes up a lot, in my opinion, on how the defense has to react to the 49ers offense.
Wait, what does Christian McCaffrey have to do with how he played their offense?
Now, I'm just talking about Christian McCaffrey. I'm just saying when their defense is out on the football field, you know what I'm saying? It'll change up certain things on how they defend us opposed to, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to defend them the way we defend them. We got to deal with their offense however they come out. I think the main thing is to stop the run, take the run away, force them to pass. I want them passing all day. I rather them have to pass. We talked about this on the last episode. But flipping the script, when we come out there offensively, because we're looking to get into some type of rhythm, I think Christian McCaffrey changes up how they treat us defensively or how they respond to us defensively.
That's correct. Yeah.
Because you're talking about Mike McDonald's scheme. He didn't see Christian McCaffrey this season. He saw him with the Ravens, but he had different personnel, to be fair.
Yes, he had different personnel. And that's why I said this is the one that really counts, right? Because he's prepared for that trickery that you're going to do with CMC. You caught me off guard last time. He's got a little caveat there. So now it's like, let's get back to the basics. And let's get back to what I know y'all like to do. But we didn't see that last game with Christian McCaffrey. I want to be very clear here. Christian McCaffrey had how many rushing attempts last game? Like, we didn't see that.
He had 13 rushing attempps.
That ain't normal. That is not
the team had 22.
No.
The Niners.
No. How many rushing attempts with running backs did we have? I think it was like 15, bro. It was nothing. That is not typical Niners ball ever. I've never seen that few rushing attempts for Kyle Shanahan with his running backs. I've never seen nothing like that before.
Yeah, because what changed the game was the turnover, and it changed the way. Then we started losing, and we still tried to run the ball, but we had to pass. We took advantage of where their weaknesses were. They had a good run defensive plan. They were in the backfield at least 2 or 3 times. Do you feel like Seattle's defense could be in the backfield like that? They got some guys. They got some big guys up front.
Now, I like some of the defensive linemen that Seattle has. I'm not gonna hold you, but I don't know if they're going to be as disruptive as the defensive tackle over there in Tampa. So I don't know.
They have the young kids. So they drafted Byron Murphy. And so we didn't see him last time. He was on the IR, remember? So the question is, will a rookie take advantage of the 49ers offensive line, especially, not having a guy like Trent Williams out there. Boye Mafe could have a good day against one of the backup tackles. So it could look a little different, bro. Like I'm Leonard Williams. It could look a little different.
What was Trent's reason for missing practice? I thought the first time I heard it was a pro day.
He has an injury. He has like a wrist injury or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Nick Bosa's back at practice. Trent Williams has an ankle injury. It says he's not participating in the early portion of practice. He may still end up being there. Travarius Ward, personal is out. Kevin Givens most likely won't play this week. He's not practicing. Mitch Wisnowski not there. Darrell Luter Jr. has a pelvis injury.
So if it comes down to pain tolerance for Trent, he's going to play. This is an important NFC game. This is a division game. He's going to play. This is to be a half a game out of first. Like, we taking this.
Yeah. I'm not saying he's not going to play. I said he's not practicing.
Yeah.
And so there's a possibility he's going to be listed as questionable come tomorrow. And next thing you know, it is what it is. But like you said, if it's pain tolerance, 9 times out of 10, he's going to be out there on the football field. We got a couple of questions. Agency 323. Can we see some 21 pony? I think Debo CMC in the backfield, CMC Mason or CMC and IG in the backfield, then CMC goes in motion. We'll give you a linebacker on CMC advantage, Niners all day. What are your thoughts about this? I do know why he said this. That's why I'm asking. He's asking, can we see it?
I really like this because as I was watching that Washington game last night, I saw them doing that with Eckler and
Brian Robinson,
yes. And man, I was falling in love with football again. I love seeing both of those guys line up in the backfield at the same time. And the Niners don't do that. We don't do it. It'll be a running back and Debo. It'll be Debo and Debo. Like, give me 2 running backs back there, and both guys are respected as ball carriers. I want to see CMC and Mason lined up next to each other. Or lined up in the same backfield together. But do I think we see it? If it's not CMC and Debo, no, I don't think we do. I
think it comes down to the trust, I think, of the responsibilities of what they're supposed to be doing. Like, you know what I'm saying, out there on the football field. So when you look at what you saw Washington did, those are both running backs. You know what I'm saying? Like, that are experienced, has been in the NFL. Eckler's coming from LA. You got, Brian Robinson, the young feature back there, and they're utilized different, right? I feel like IG, if they do this, if he can get the assignments right and stop having these brain farts on the offense, I feel like he could give that element. So now you got the pass catching threat. You got both pass catching threats back there as running backs, opposed to having a wide receiver back there. And I don't get it. Like, Debo's not bad in the backfield. I just feel like whatever the responsibility they're asking him to do, it ain't working.
Have you ever seen Debo take a handoff? Never mind. I
feel like we have, though. We haven't seen it this season.
Yeah, we've seen him take handoffs. What I was going to say was, have you ever seen him take a handoff, like, from being just back there and it be a successful play? I feel like it's so rare because he's lined up next to or behind Purdy. When he's lined up there, I'm not talking about in motion or where he receives the ball. I'm talking about when he's lined up there. I just feel like it's a telegraphed play, and they just go and key on him, and it's a wrap. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong, and maybe he's had some big runs this year from being lined up in the backfield before the snap. I don't see it. I feel like every time they
Are you saying like take a handoff as like the running back?
Yes.
Nah, like they're not asking them to do that. Everything they're asking Debo to do has been outside. By the time there's no openings, by the time he gets outside,
and I feel like that's what Agent's question was. Do we see like 2 people back there that can take a handoff? I don't think so. So.
Okay.
Love to. I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong. What do you think, Wayne?
I don't know. I'm more concerned about somebody messing up, like, and if it's not a handoff. I mean, because you're getting brain farts from the younger players. I think that was the whole purpose of getting CMC back. It'll help fix a lot of the little small mental mistakes. Also, the vision of CMC is totally different. Can Jordan Mason run the ball downhill? 1,000%, but we were forcing him to be an outside zone back. He'll get you some big runs on the outside every now and then if he hits the right hole, but that's just not his forte. You know what was going to be that? It was going to be if we had Elijah Mitchell, but unfortunately we don't have Elijah Mitchell. So we were starting to see what you were asking for, 21 pony type of backfield with 2 running backs, but because of the health of Elijah Mitchell, that's what it is. And that's why I said I think it comes down to Kyle Shanahan actually trusting these young guys, these running backs. I think it's a lot of intricate stuff moving around in there, and one little slip mistake, whole play could be busted. You know what I'm saying?
Did we see some Mitchell and McCaffrey in the backfield together?
I think we did. I have to go back and look at the film, but I believe we did.
That feels good to me.
I believe that, and I believe that was the plan. Like, you know what I mean? I believe that was the plan.
Okay.
All right, so the Seahawks are going to be without center Connor Williams, tight end Noah Fant, and tight end Brady Russell. Those guys will be out. No designation for right tackle Abe Lucas or wide receiver Metcalf. Lucas is on track to make his debut. Metcalf will return after missing 2 games. So Metcalf will be there, and possibly their right tackle Abe Lucas will be there. So they get some reinforcements back, but they're going to be missing 3 people. They're going to be missing their 2 starting tight ends. So this means it's going to be a bunch of wide receiver sets. That's my point. I'm trying to tell you.
What was Metcalf's injury?
At the time, I don't know what it is. I don't know off the top of my head, but
this changes some. You asked me at the very top, do you trust a rookie on Metcalf?
Yeah.
Metcalf coming off the bench after a while, maybe I do trust that rookie a little bit more now.
Like I said, you're gonna have to mix it up, right? It can't, or do you do what they do and put your top corner and shadow him like Ward did last year? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or does that expose you and leave you weak in the middle when they run the nickel and they bring their third wide receiver out there and you don't got your best guy on the nickel? I don't think anybody could play the nickel back as good as Diamador Lenore on this team. Nobody. Not even Renardo Green. They worked him out there. They started him there. They trained him there so he can get used to the new position. He's an outside guy, though. He's an outside guy. Cambo with the question, is there a chance we see Luter on Metcalf? They would probably put Yadam or Rakicine out there first. Right now, it sounds like Luter is out not practicing with a pelvis injury, so I'm not sure if he's even going to play. You know, it's going to be interesting. Nigel with a question says, who's more dangerous, DK Metcalf or Jackson Smith and Jigba?
I think Metcalf is more of an emotional charge to the team. That makes any sense. I think if you get him going, people will feed on his energy, and he could be a little bit more dangerous. And it also depends when. Like if he gets one early, it's nothing. But if it's a battle back and forth, and all of a sudden he makes a play, it's like, oh man, that could really spark it.
Yeah, I don't want this game to be like the 49ers can't afford to allow this game to be like that Tampa Bay game. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
They cannot afford to allow it to be that. And for many different reasons. So the Niners, if they get punched in the face early, that's a good thing. The question is, how do they rebound from it? How do they respond to it? That's what we're going to have to figure out.
Yeah.
If you ask me who's more dangerous, it's always going to be DK Metcalf. Why? Just because of the physical, the attributes, the speed, everything, and the fact that he can play all 3 wideout positions. So it's going to be DK.
He's got power too, man. I'm not just talking.
That's what I'm trying to. I said when I started with physical, that's what I meant. That dude is strong, right? So if you try to jam him, you better jam him because he's also tall. So that's an attribute, right? Height is an attribute. So you got to be careful on how you play DK Metcalf, and he has the quickness, he has the skills. But Jackson Smith and Jigba is just a guy that I just feel like can run routes, get open. He's quick, he's fast, he's sneaky, he goes unnoticed. He's really the replacement of what we saw Tyler Lockett. You know who Jackson Smith and Jigba reminds me of? Remember Doug Baldwin for them Seahawks? He's kind of that guy. He's not as gritty, but he's swifty out there, and he can catch. You go ahead and lose him if you want to.
I always felt like Baldwin was slept on.
Yeah, for sure. Very underrated. And I can't even think about who their other receivers were at the time, but I do remember Doug Baldwin. I do.
They had Percy Harvin for a while. They had Baldwin over there. They had Lockett. They had
Lockett was there. Percy Harvin was there. I remember that. All right. So Percy was their Z guy. He was the guy that would come out of the backfield. They really don't have that, but you got to watch out for guys like Jake Bobo and some of these other wide receivers we're not even talking about, especially if they're going to be down a few tight ends. They're down 2 tight ends. Golden Tate is the other guy.
Golden freaking Tate. Yeah, man.
Golden Tate, good job. The Under the Helmet podcast. The reason that the fact that you remember him, and then he went to Detroit. Remember, he went to Detroit. Good job, man. I could not remember Golden Tate. Oh man. Let's talk about Geno Smith. And we'll dip up out of here, man. Geno Smith against the 49ers defensive front. There was something that I was watching about Geno Smith the other day, and I was like, yo, this dude is a sneaky, like, mobile quarterback, right? Sneaky, very sneaky, doesn't look to run. But you go ahead and be missing in the middle of the field, Fred Warner. You go ahead and over pursue Nick Bosa and Leonard Floyd outside on the edges and don't contain the edge. He'll find a way to take off to get some yards. And here's my issue. Is there any worries about Geno Smith doing something that you're not used to seeing him do? We know he's going to throw the ball. But what if he does decide to add the element of the run game? Remember, this is kind of like win or go home for them. They lose this game, their playoff hopes are pretty much done. Pretty much. Not over with mathematically. But it's a long hill climbing. They'll lose 3 in a row. They'll stay in last place in the division. So I'm just curious to know, like, Geno's going to come out here scrapping.
Right. I think what Geno's best attribute is that he's programmable. Right? Like, he's going to be whatever version of a quarterback they need him to be. If they feel like, hey, we could probably get 60, 70 yards on the ground with you rushing this game, he'll go out there and he'll try to do that. He'll go out there and try to do that. If they say, hey, we could take advantage of them across the middle of the field in this game, he will focus on that. There's a clip going around to him from this week talking about their preparation and all, and he was like, I believe that we're going to be well prepared and all that. I believe that they have a game plan that they like.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
What I don't know is whether or not that game plan is going to be successful for them. And I think he'll execute that game plan. It just might be the wrong game plan to beat the Niners. You know what I'm saying? With Geno, they complimented him in that presser. I forget, like, oh, did you know that you did blah, 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 the best against the 49ers? He was like, we lost. Like, it don't matter. We lost. He seems to be focused. And like you said, this game is important to them and for the direction that they want to go in this season. He seems hyper-focused on it. I think if anyone's going to be an issue in this game, it's not going to be Geno.
Very well said. I was just curious to get your thoughts because I have a funny feeling this is going to be a game where we've seen Geno move around. Now, make it clear, Geno can't beat this version of the 40. He has not beaten this version of the 49ers. He hasn't beaten the 49ers, period, in the discussion. Like him, Seahawks, no, right? So Brock Purdy undefeated against the Seattle Seahawks. Brock Purdy against their defense. We talk a little bit about that. We talked about Geno against our defense. What does our defense need to do to keep him at bay?
Man, all that undefeated. Brock Purdy was undefeated against the Rams. He was undefeated against the Cardinals. None of that matters. I don't care about none of that. We have to minimize the big gains. Keep the play in front of us. Like, you're not going to stop a team from completing passes, but you can stop them from getting yak. We have to. This sounds so like basic, right? But like, when can we stop missing tackles? When can we just?
But that's my thing. Like, that's my whole point, Mike. It's growing pains, literally.
We a veteran team. We an old ass team.
You can't say we an old ass team when young ass players is missing tackles. That's my point.
I'm talking. That's fair, but we like the oldest team on paper.
I understand what you're saying, but the mistakes are happening because we're forced to play these young guys, and the game is fast. Even our general manager said, as soon as this game, I'm gonna tell you right now, as soon as this game slows down for Malik Mustafa, it's a wrap. Like once the game goes at his speed, oh shit. Like, you get what I'm saying? But it ain't. The game is still fast, and he's trying to catch up to the speed of the game. So guess what he does? He over tackles. He overshoots. He over this. He's over that. And he's great, right? He's super great. And so, like for him, defensively, and not just him, you're just seeing a bunch of people that's not regularly out there on the football field. And then you go to your veterans missing tackles. Now Fred Warner's overcompensating, overshooting the gap because this guy's overshooting the gap. I got to make sure I'm there. And so there comes the missed tackles, bro. It's so weird. It's so dumb. I don't know if it's all fundamentals. It's definitely fundamentals. I'm sorry. But it's because of a lot of overcompensation, right? Because think about it, Mike. If Greenlaw was out there on the football field, and he's not. But if he was out there on the football field, there's no more overcompensating to that side of the field ever, right? And so now you limit yourself, and so it just changes things a little bit. And even if Malik was out there, because Hufunga overshot, he would miss tackles. Let's not get it twisted. Hufunga's gift was the Troy Polamalu. There's nobody in this game that was more identical to what Troy Polamalu did. Troy Polamalu at the line of scrimmage just knew how to time the snap, and he was in the backfield and less before the snap snapped off, and next thing you know is a tackle for a loss or a sack. That's what you get from Hufunga, but put him in coverage, put him in space, put him in there. He's gonna mishap, overshoot the plays, and so that's what you get. It's young players. These are growing pains. These are the things you got to live with, and they need to be out there getting the reps. And the more reps they get, the more the game hopefully slows down for them, in my opinion.
I like that. And I do think that all of that is in the realm of possibility. I don't think it happens right now. I don't think it happens in week 11. You know what I'm saying? But we got to give it some time. Let these guys. I'm telling y'all. If we make it to the postseason, y'all, all these rookie woes.
Oh, it's a wrap. That's a wrap.
But
because the game is gonna be slowed out. That it's not even an if, Mike. It's when we make it. But I feel you. I do feel you. Just breaking news from the Seattle Seahawks. Connor Williams, their center, is retiring.
What?
So he went from being ruled out to retiring, per Ian Rappaport.
In the middle of the season, something happened.
Well, I mean, hey, it sucks for them. Good for us. All right, so we gotta have to. You know what, Mike?
It might not be good for us. They might have. You know what? They might.
You think they're prepared?
They might have wanted to bench him, and he didn't take kind to it.
And
so to save face and get off the roster because he might feel like he's still a starter. All right, I'm gonna retire. Release me,
Mike. All I know is if we don't take advantage of their weak ass offensive line, which we normally don't. We don't ever. But this got to be the game, right?
No.
Yeah, it does.
Listen, I'm not expecting a bunch of sacks. I'm not expecting a bunch of hurries and hits. I'm expecting drop back, throw the ball, tackle. Well,
here's the crazy thing, because last year, Geno Smith, high in efficiency, quick release. This year, getting the ball down the field. Top 5 passing yard leader, right? So which one are we going to get?
We're going to get a mixture of both.
Or do we dictate what we get?
Nope. That's the thing. The Niners aren't good enough on the defensive line to dictate anything.
They rush for...
Your defense gets to dictate what the opposing team does when the defensive line is consistent and good at one thing.
Okay.
We're not good at either one. We can't stop the run consistently, and we don't get after the quarterback consistently enough to be good and dictate. We don't do that.
Okay. Because we really, we're a rush for team. You know what I mean? Literally. We rush for, it's boring.
We were rushing 3 and dictating what people had to do when Vic Fangio was here, when we had Justin Smith and Alvin Smith and Ahmad Brooks.
We weren't rushing 3, Mike, because you had your outside linebackers, so they were part of the rush.
All right, that's I did say Alvin Smith. You're right. You're absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? Ian Williams was in there, but so I get what you're saying, but that was 4 people because you used one guy to come out. It wasn't Alvin Smith and Paris Harrelson coming down at the same time. It was one guy. So it was 5. It was 4 linemen coming in there. My point, though, is that we're not good enough to do that consistently.
No, I got your point. I thought your point was made very well clear. Because we're just a rush 4 team, and our 4, it's just mid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, whatever. So the center, Nigel wanted to know who's the center. Oluwatimi. I think that's how you say his name. Oluwatimi or Tommy. Oluwatimi.
Somebody that's real strong.
Oluwatimi will be their starting center. That's going to be their starting center. So, Mike, should be a great game. You want to give a score prediction?
Oh yeah, I got the 49ers at 27.
Okay.
I got 27-17.
So a 10-point game. I like the 10 points though.
27.
I think I'll go. I'm gonna go 31-41.
Like the playoffs.
21.
Oh, okay.
31-21. The Niners gonna give up 21 points.
I don't like them scoring 3 touchdowns on us. I got them scoring 3 times also. That's where I got my 17. If we give up 3 touchdowns,
is there another way to get 21 points?
No.
It's only for 3 touchdowns.
I mean, you're gonna need a couple safeties and some field goals.
I'm not gonna give him 21 points.
Give him 21 points. That's 3 touchdowns. I'm just saying.
I'm not. If we give up 3 touchdowns, I'm gonna be pissed off.
That's what I'm saying. The 3 touchdowns scares me. At home, nah, I don't like that.
3 touchdowns, I'll be pissed. I'll give him 20. I know that's a weird score. Don't ask me how to get it.
Cool. No, that's
I'll go 20.
2 field goals.
2 field goals. Yeah. So 11-point game. 31-20.
Okay, I like that more.
A man Sentinels Football Channel 39-21. 39-20. I already told somebody if the Niners scores 38 points, I'm buying her lunch. I already put that out there.
30 or more, 38 on the head.
It was just 38 because she was the first person that put like a high 30, and I'm like, we ain't scored that many points since
we played them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
41 points.
Yeah. Big Daddy says 32-14. I like score predictions, man.
What makes people think that we're gonna put up this many points? Like, what have they seen that makes them think this?
Well, I mean, if you could you said 27, and I said 31, so 32 is one. Oh, you talk about the 39?
30. Give me anything in the 30s. Where do y'all see the Niners scoring 4 touchdowns and a field goal?
It doesn't. I mean, it could be more field goals. I think Jake Moody goes 3 for 3.
Okay. All right.
That's 9 points.
And you said 31?
Yeah. So I don't know how I'm getting there.
Hold on. Let me work.
So it might be 34. It might be 30. We might get 34.
Because 30 on the head would be 3 touchdowns to 3 field goals. That's exactly 30.
Correct.
9 points. He need to get.
We need one more point.
A 2-point conversion. Maybe Jake Moody tweak his ankle and they don't run them out there.
No, but don't start speaking that crap.
Maybe his shoe fall off and Kyle say, "Fuck it, go for 2 real quick," because we don't have time.
I don't know. All I know is I think Moody redeems himself.
Okay. Oh, we get the safety. F that. We can get the safety. What's up?
Yeah, for sure.
Now what? Gino.
Yeah.
Pitch ahead.
Mike, great show. Love you, bro. This Sunday should be crazy, and we should be celebrating after a victory, bro. I'm just curious, if we don't win this game, what will be the mood of Mike?
I think my days of getting angry at losses are over. I laugh now. I think I laugh. Like, I'm so disappointed. It's like
I've definitely changed, Mike.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm screaming and throwing stuff, and I'm gonna be at somebody's house, so I gotta like kind of reel it in. I can't let the psycho be out,
If the score is this,
what they put
10-12, I would lose my shit. Now this, I would lose my cool just a little bit. I can't. That's a tough, because we would have to sit through this whole game of anticipation.
Wait, he got us losing this then.
No, he says 10-12 Niners.
Okay,
so all field goals, and they get the touchdown and the field goal. This is what the Minnesota Vikings did last week.
This is reality though, because we struggle in the red zone.
This is reality.
We struggle in the red zone. We'll move the ball up and down the field a couple times, but then we struggle in the red zone. A penalty, a setback.
I think we get 31 points this time, guys. I think Brock will take advantage of this secondary. It's weak. I think Brock takes advantage of the secondary. I think Kyle Shanahan dials it up so they take advantage of who? The linebackers. And we run the ball successfully. This is not going to be a game, Mike, where we rush the ball, what, you said 15 times? with the running backs, one running back gonna have at least 15 touches in this game. Like, you know what I mean?
No, carries, rushing attempts.
Yeah, rushing attempts. But
Yes.
but my point is, last week we did the thing about Christian McCaffrey. We said we wanted him to get between 13 to 15 touches. The dude got 13, and now you crying like a little bit. You crying.
Oh, no. Okay. I said
okay. Yeah.
I didn't say total running back attempts. Like the Niners don't run the ball.
The game changed, Mike, when that stupid. Because
I got it for you, by the way.
Last time we played this team, Laviska Shenault. Remember him? Tell me you remember him.
Yeah, sure.
You don't remember the big return on special teams?
That was this dude. Oh, I was there. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Okay, yeah. See, but like
wasn't that their touchdown?
Damn, I forgot about special teams in this game.
Wasn't that their touchdown, Mike?
And this is why we can't have a 10-12 game.
No, right.
That is why you can't have a close game with the Niners. That right. The special teams always going to give up a possession.
Yo, the way people are fucking creative it blows my mind. Because we were sitting here trying to figure it out. This is it. This is it. 2 touchdowns, and Moody misses both extra points. But he gets his field goals. Tell me that ain't some shit that will happen.
But that's not how you get to 31, though. You can't get to 31 like that.
You get the 2 TDs.
That's
get
6, and that's 12.
Yep, and then
you said 3
12
field goals. That's 9. That's 21.
That's only 21 points.
So what I had was
I
had 4 field goals. I added 1 to you.
Nah, don't give him 4, man. Just give him 3.
Damn. Because I
don't want this motherfucker kicking more than 3 times.
29. Okay, so fine. Here we go. So we get 3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns, 3 field goals.
3 field goals. But hear me out. He misses 1 extra point, and then we get a safety.
And there's your 31.
And we get a safety. And we get a safety.
No. Why we need a safety? Why can't he just kick the extra points?
It's 20 points.
20?
If he misses 1 extra point.
Let's say he don't. Let's say he kick him. Let's say we get 21 plus 9. What's that?
That's only 30.
So how we get the extra point?
I'm telling you, he misses an extra point, so it's 29. And
you know how hard it is to get a safety? We can't even sack the motherfucker. We try to get a safety. What you want him to? You want him to do? You want him to do it, Jimmy Garoppolo in the end zone?
Every Friday we in your face, and now we invading your space. I don't know what I'm saying, but
that was dope though. That was fine. That was kind of fire.
Like, cause Wayne is playing with me, so we can get a safety. He can step out of bounds. He can scramble. He can do some Jimmy Garoppolo.
That's why I asked you. Will he pull a Jimmy in Denver?
Pick 8. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yo, they named a play after Jimmy Garoppolo that didn't even exist.
Live all the time, kicking it with the fam, bro. I'm Breezie. That's Mike, and this is the B.A.M Show.